Hello, welcome to OMAT. Glad you're here. We're going to do some exercising, mind and body. First, a thought from this morning. I talk a lot about our inner dialogue here, and one of the suggestions is to sometimes talk to ourselves like we're children. I don't like the idea of talking to myself like a child. It makes me feel like I'm going to be smaller and just kind of shrinking myself. But it's so effective. When we talk to a child, when a child is scared, we ask why they're fearful, where it's coming from, we reassure them. When a child is in halt, hungry, angry, lonely, tired, we raise our patience to walk them through, help them manage, and build resilience. These are the things that I want, and I have to get them from myself. So it's not about goo goo gaga talking to myself like a child. I don't think you should talk to children like that even. So it's more about interrupting the angry, the too much, the thoughts that are asking me, the ways that I'm asking myself for too much in really harsh ways. I interrupt that. And I'm not doing it perfectly, but every time I practice, it brings me a little closer to that being my norm. So let's talk to ourselves the way that it's useful. What's useful for you? In these exercises, we can practice that. This way we can decide or help find some tools, some alternative ways of talking to each other by practicing them here. So first is we get present. We make sure that we are here, not physically, but mentally. And how do we do that? We're going to practice a way to do that. One way that I do it is I look around and I name the things that I see: a shelf, a garbage, my bike, a desk. And now I am here. I'm not only physically am I here, I am doing the mental work of being here as well. Now that I'm present, let's get into our first exercise of gratitude. Another way to get present, because in the present moment, if you can hear my voice, there is something to be grateful for. We do have some things in our life that we can be thankful for. And we're going to practice that in this space, in a space where we're not panicked, we're not lonely, we are here doing this together. Let's look for one or more reasons to be grateful for now. Let's wrap for now. Find the water. And before we started this exercise, I heard myself say, we're not lonely, but maybe we are. And if we are, that's all right. We could still do these exercises. They can still be useful, and we are more likely to manage our loneliness than try to make it go away. Let's keep going. Let's go into our meditation. For 1 minute, we're going to interrupt thoughts. We're going to decide what we're going to think next. Maybe in every exhale, I loosen up a muscle, a shoulder muscle, a thigh muscle. Or maybe I think of a river. We're going to choose what we're going to think, and every time we deviate, we'll come back. Let's sit in any comfortable position, eyes opened or closed, breathe. As we come back, let's find our water. And if I were talking to myself like a child through the meditation, I would say, hey, one voice is saying, I can't meditate. I have too many thoughts and it's just becoming a jumbled mess up there. I can say, all right, don't meditate. Just sit still for a minute. And that's the exercise. I'm finding different ways to talk to myself, and that becomes the exercise. Let's keep going. Let's write something down. Pretend like you're practicing writing and find words to write as a practice. It doesn't have to mean anything. Let's write anything down. Get physical with your pen. See what happens right now. Let's wrap for now. Finding water. And if I were talking to myself like a child for that exercise, I wouldn't say, I can't believe you wrote that. Why practice those words? Doesn't matter. You wrote, look at you. Let's move on. Let's move into our stretch. I'm going to walk us through a sun salutation and you pick any poses. There is a flow to a sun salutation, but if you find a different flow for your body, do what your body is saying. Move nice and slow. Inhale the arms up. Look up. And fold forward. We're hanging over our feet. And if we are sitting, we're sitting and hanging over our feet. If we're standing, we're hanging over our feet. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. If you can stand, stand in this pose. Let's get into our high plank. Plant your palms down, step your feet back. We're all in a high plank now, modified or otherwise, and lower all the way down. Push against the floor, and your chest comes up, head comes up, look up. And let's meet in down dog. Upside down V, hips up, getting the heels as close to the ground as you can. Maybe they're on the ground. And gazing at the thighs. Your head is focused on your legs. Let's walk forward and start rising up, meeting the palms above the head and exhaling them down to the center of the chest. And however you went through that, maybe you skipped a pose, maybe it was going too slow or too fast, you went at your pace, fantastic. Let's have some water. If you did the exact poses, great. If you only raised your arms and touched your toes, we did something. Let's keep going. Let's get that warmth that we just generated, we're going to put it into a plank pose. If you need your knees on the ground, that's fine. If you need to do another strength exercise, something that you are capable of for now, for today, let's do it. Let's decide to do it. Let's be willing to do it. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Exercise your body. Get up into the plank pose. If you are capable of doing it, let's practice that and use our muscles so we can keep using them. That's 10 seconds. Now, see if sometimes I can see if I can relax into this plank. That's 20 seconds. That might be a weird thing to say, but try it. Try a lot of things during this minute. Try breathing, using your muscles but staying calm for 30 seconds. And as it gets more challenging, check the way you're talking to yourself. I can do it without straining. I can do it for 20 seconds. Can you convince your body that this is true? Can your body meet that challenge without hurting itself? If the body is saying ow for 10 seconds, we might have to sit this out. There's no ow here. There's meeting the challenge, mind and body working together for 3, 2, 1, and you're done. That's what the plank looks like for now. And let's have some water, stretching our way back. Giving ourselves some credit. What does that look like to you? Practicing giving yourself credit so that when you return to do the exercise, the things that you need to do, you will be more willing to do it. Let's keep going, taking the energy into breaking some procrastination. What can you do? We're practicing looking for a small task to do. When we're feeling overwhelmed, it's because the next task is too big. Let's practice right-sizing something and do the smallest task. Let's see what we can find by taking action right now. Let's wrap for now. Find water. And we're also practicing wrapping for now. I'm going to move away from this. Let's get into our next exercise of connection. Connection is an exercise. We are tied to other people, need social connection. So let's see how we could warm that connection up right now. Maybe saying hello to someone. Maybe looking for a group to meet with, a community. Let's warm up that muscle, see what happens right now. Let's wrap for now. Find the water. It helps us transition because that's a very vulnerable exercise. And it might happen that some days or a lot of days during this connection exercise, we get a little overwhelmed. I don't know who to get back to. I don't know who to connect with. I don't know how to respond to group texts after I neglected them for 3 or so days. Whatever it is, we warmed up that muscle. You know that information now. We don't have to figure everything out. We can walk it off, dance it off, jumping jacks it off, whatever you want. But let's move our body. Let's take this final exercise, throw some energy into it. 3, 2, 1, and we're moving our body. Make the decision to move and then have your body follow suit. Have your mind and body work together. That is 10 seconds of this exercise already. And part of this exercise is making a decision and following through. So if you started, great, you're doing what you're doing. That's 20 seconds. If you haven't started, it's not too late. Let's find a way to start. Let's find a way to generate that kind of energy for now. 30 seconds left, still not too late. Making sure you're breathing. As this gets more challenging, maybe follow your breath for 20 seconds. But I know it's getting a little harder than it was when we first started. If it doesn't hurt, how do you meet that challenge? For now, for the final 10 seconds, where do you get that energy? Let's practice generating the energy we need for 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Those are 8 exercises plus a little hydration. Thank you for taking OMAT for now, for today.